everyone. This is Ing, and I'm going to add Susan Laney of Laney Contemporary Fine Art on here really soon. But as people trickle in, I just want to say good morning from Boston. And hey, Susan, you're on. I'm going to put you on a minute. Welcome to the Praise You IG chat. This is our second one. Yesterday we did it with independent curator Sarah Raza, and it was awesome. We had so much fun. And first of all, it was just great to see a face that I love again. And this was the initial intention of this, was to be able to see my friends and people I care about. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. So my name is Ingrid Chen, and I'm going to put Susan Laney on in just a second. But before I do, I just want to say some people have asked what the name of my company is called and why it's called what it is. My company is called Praise Shadows Art Partners, and I work with artists, but also with institutions and with companies on marketing, but also creating revenues and opportunities for artists outside the gallery system. And it was inspired by this book, Imprints of Shadows. If you know this book, give me a high five or tell me what you liked about it. This inspired me immensely when I was in college, and I know it's inspired countless architects and designers and artists. Anyone involved with aesthetics should give this book a read if you haven't already. But that's that. So Susan, let's go. I'm going to put you on. Really good 30-minute talk. We're waiting for Susan. And just give me a thumbs up, too, if you can hear us okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Everyone else can hear us? Thumbs up. How's it going in Savannah, Georgia?
Well, we're here. It's going as well as it can at the moment. Today is pouring rain. Had some crazy storms lately.
Yeah. Wow. Well, cheers. Here's my morning cup of coffee to you. And
cheers.
There we go. This is my baby daughter 10 years ago. I just found this in the cupboard. I was like, this is something I'd like to drink from today. So what are you drinking this morning?
I'm having some bulletproof coffee.
Yeah.
Good. My second cup. My second very strong cup.
Awesome. Well, so what has it been like since COVID-19 happened? Have you, obviously you have a gallery space, which we'll talk about, but are you at home all day long doing the work that you would normally be doing, but from the gallery?
I am at home so much more than I used to be. It's a lot of home time, which, I'm grateful for also, but I am also at the gallery a good bit because no one else is there. So I go in and I'm taking this time to reassess some goals, and we've been adapting quite a bit. So I'm spending some time there as well. It's very close to my home and
that's great.
Very short drive. So
good. Well, so for those who may not know you and are new to Laney Contemporary, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do with the space.
So we opened a physical gallery space. Our grand opening was in September of 2017. So we're still new, the way I see it. I had a gallery before this, which I closed in 2007 for quite a few reasons, right before the economic downturn. So I was kind of lucky in that way that I didn't have to go through that with a retail gallery. So we support a lot of regional talent that's here. I felt like Savannah has so much talent that it was time that we had a serious contemporary gallery that could support that talent. And so we opened, and we have a program that is sort of on hold at the moment. We are in flux trying to decide how do we look at the future and how do we assess moving forward. So we just recently launched an online exhibition on Artsy and finding new ways to adapt. But
yeah. So tell us about the Savannah Art Scene as you've come up in it and, as it's grown over the last few years.
Well, so I decided to stay in Savannah after I graduated from SCAD long ago. And I decided to because Savannah is just a really amazing place. There's a lot of character and history here, but I was also recognizing that there was a lot of opportunity here to build something. And so, so many talented people that are here teaching at SCAD and teaching at the other universities here in the region. And there wasn't really anything solidified around that. So,
it's so interesting because it's such a rich cultural area full of, obviously aesthetic beauty in every way. Was the contemporary art scene there? Obviously SCAD has made a huge difference. And for those who are watching and don't know what SCAD is, it's the Savannah College of Art and Design. And our friend Karen Karp, who brought us together, is saying, praise Susan for bringing this fine art community to Savannah. It's true. I've only been to Savannah once, and it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And it's also far away from places like New York and LA. So, down south, and I don't know if you know this, but I lived in North Carolina for 2 years. So I am someone who has familiarity with the South, and it's not one you would associate immediately with contemporary art, but I know it's there. There's contemporary art everywhere. It's just hard to kind of look at it through the lens without it having be so New York or LA centric nowadays. Has that been?
We want to encourage the people that are here working as artists to stay here and help build this community and, really sort of explore all of the avenues and just provide more opportunities. So
has there been
here.
Yeah, and so when people go to schools like SCAD down in Savannah, are they staying for the most part, or are they, venturing out to other urban areas for art?
When I graduated, nobody was staying. It was a really unusual thing. Everybody wanted to move to New York, and things have changed so much since then. I think a lot of people are more encouraged to stay here and finding ways to make it work.
Well, that's great. So you have this physical space, which I've only seen online, but it looks absolutely amazing. It looks huge.
It's a little different. We started out with 2 spaces upstairs in the building, a space that isn't really a typical gallery space, but one space that looks more like a gallery, and another space that's completely mirrored all of the walls and the ceiling. It was as I understand it, where Jesse Jackson had his campaign parties when he was running for president, 1984. A lot of really amazing things happened in the building. Savannah's wasn't as familiar with the building. It's a little off the beaten path. After having a gallery right downtown in Savannah, I really wanted to be a destination. I wanted people who were coming to us because they wanted to see art, learn about art, see an exhibition, that it was specifically for those reasons. And I was very familiar with people who would just wander in, and I just wanted something different. So we picked this crazy kind of unusual building, and I've expanded 5 times into this since we opened. And
how many square feet is it?
2.5 years ago. Well, the building's 8,000 square feet, and I'm hanging work in about 75% of the building, but
that's
it's not all gallery space. Some of it is another business downstairs, but we hang work throughout that, which has been really great, actually.
That is amazing to have so much space for art.
It's unusual.
It's so great because I recently spoke with 2 artists down in Houston. And first of all, there are all these other great and I'm sounding so New York centric, and I don't even live there right now, but it's just too bad. It's like fixed in my mind as someone who lived there for 20 years. But in New York, it's so much of a, you figure it out. You got to figure it out. You have very little support in terms of space, finance, all of those things that artists need. And these two artists who are a couple in Houston, I mean, they were just so happy with their setup, with the space, and also with the support that the city gives them, because they get a part of the hotel tax that goes to arts and entertainment in the city. And so
I should work on that.
You should. I mean, when I heard that, I just kind of went, I know Houston has an incredible, incredible institutions and collections and patronage of the arts. But for living artists to say, yeah, I love living here, I love working here, just made me really happy to know that, New York, and I've been saying this for so long, but New York is not the end all be all for the art world. And so often you go there and then you just, if you succeed, then great. But if you're, you have to carry on with like multiple other jobs, and it's super hard. So do you feel like Savannah provides a little bit more, just not just space, but support in other ways for contemporary artists right now?
I mean, I think that it's just very different. We have more space for certain. The cost of living is quite a bit less. So it provides opportunities for people who make Savannah home to maybe travel more and
maybe not be as stressed out.
We try not to be as stressed out. We have our own set of hurdles that we have to figure out, certainly, and education. And, there are things that have been missing. Years ago, I helped to found a nonprofit that would help to brand Savannah as an arts destination, because it's really more of a historic destination.
Right.
And so we've been working very hard to try and bring more attention to the talent that's here. And
what's the nonprofit called?
What now?
What is the nonprofit called that you co-founded?
Oh, Arc Savannah.
Arc Savannah. Okay, everyone should check it out. Yeah, and honestly, if people haven't been
board any longer, I stepped down off the board to open the gallery, because that's what I felt like at the time I could do after we founded it.
Let's talk about first. A lot of people are joining in, so I just wanted to reintroduce who we have here. This is Susan Laney from Laney Contemporary Fine Art down in Savannah, Georgia, and we're talking about life as a gallerist during COVID-19, and also I'm really just interested to learn more about Savannah and the art scene. So thanks for joining in, everybody. So let's talk about the fact that you are running your own business, and you're dealing with this pandemic right now. First of all, when did Savannah have to go on lockdown?
I was in Houston, actually, right when the World Health Organization called the pandemic, and I had just gotten off the plane to go do a photo review in Houston, and so the next day they called it off, and we all flew home, which was unexpected for me, because I was actually surprised they didn't cancel it before that. Right when I got home, things started up, and a couple of weeks ago we did lockdown, and we're all sort of holding tight here, and we went into immediate adaptation mode and started an Instagram live daily program also. So which I've watched, and it's great. Everyone should check it out.
Did you and your team have a sense that this was coming? Did you feel like you were prepared for it?
No, I don't think I was prepared for it. I immediately just started trying to figure out how to make it all work, and I'm still in that mode right now. I don't know that anybody can be quite prepared for something that's such a big unknown. But we just immediately, shut the gallery down for a few days. We were open by appointment, just waiting to see what was going to happen. And then
did anyone make appointments?
We had one appointment.
Yeah. I know a lot of galleries have been doing that, and it's hard. You because at least here in Boston, the government is very, very, very adamant that you stay home, that you don't do anything that's non-essential. And
that's right.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have artists who have spent, a good number of months or a year at least on an exhibition, and it's just shuttered all of a sudden. So you want to give them that opportunity too. So
we
how
were in full preparation mode for an exhibition that was supposed to go up a week after all of this happened, and so we just put it on indefinite hold, and we're still waiting to figure out how to get going again or when that will actually happen.
Yeah. So you've been adapting to social media programs, and you have obviously you're on here with me as well, and hopefully we are able to give voices to gallerists like you all across platforms. I mean, one thing I'm interested in is to talk to obviously people in the art world, people that I know very well, but all the creative industries, because we're all kind of in the same boat.
Sure.
And we're not healthcare workers. We are not essential to society right now. But I know that, like, even talking to you and everyone that I talk to during the day, it makes me feel better. And it makes me, it makes me feel that there is this community that I can, rely on when I need to kind of vent and feel, every day it's like a roller coaster of emotions. But for you, you have to manage, the expectations of how you're going to open or reopen your space, how to communicate that with your community of audience, goers and followers, and also with your artists. So it's kind of, it's a lot that you have to, put in line. Where do you feel like in your head the focus is right now?
The focus is in communication with everyone. I'm feeling very lucky because I'm a member of NADA now. And so there's a community of people in contact with one another, talking about different options for us. I'm staying in close contact with obviously friends and family. And so that's a big part of my focus, staying in touch with all of my artists, talking to them about what they're working on, ideas, how to move forward, how to be safe. I guess my focus is very sort of scattered. Different things.
Right. So. I'd love to talk to Heather Hubbs of NADA about this too, because I know that she just announced the cancellation of Chicago, which I was really excited about. And when did you join NADA?
Just this year, actually. We showed down in Miami, Jiha Moon, and that was really a lot of fun. And
I love NADA. For those who are watching and don't know what NADA is, because you're not in the art world, it's the New Art Dealers Association. New Art Dealers Association, right?
Yeah, Alliance,
Alliance. And they put on an art fair in Miami, and now in Chicago. It's just the most fun fair ever. And, I love spring break too, because that's like anything goes, but NADA is, it's just, I love the excitement of being there, and, it's a great cohort of galleries. So I really hope it gets back to its feet soon. But so, I know NADA is really good at advocating for the galleries because, for the most part, everyone is a small to medium-sized gallery. Is there camaraderie there? Are you guys all speaking to each other?
Oh, yeah. We have an online chat group, and there's a lot of interaction right now. So and a nice tool and source of information.
Yeah, that's great. And are you focused at all on making sales right now? Is that something you have to do to stay afloat?
I think that our focus is to figure out a way to keep the gallery going after this. So certainly, any sales that could come through, or people that are, thinking about their homes more because they're living with the art collection that maybe they have, or staying home and looking at their walls more often. you know. I do, I wouldn't say that's my main focus, but certainly for both the artists and for the gallery, it's really nice when that can happen. It's not an expectation at the moment.
Right. I think that's been the tricky thing, as we're kind of a month out or into the pandemic, you know, for art galleries, is how to push the sales, because number one, you need more income, you know, with your doors closed. It's really essential. And for some, if you don't sell that work, you might not be open next month. But how to push that without sounding crass or out of touch, you know, it's a really tricky line for marketing and for messaging. Where do you lie on that? How do you feel?
I mean, I think the main thing is that we want to stay on people's minds, you know. We want them to think about the joy that they get from the artist and the artist's voice. It's not necessarily about, you know, selling the art as much as it is about, you know, reminding people that we're here and that, you know, there's a lot to gain from supporting the arts and living with art. And so I think that's great. That's mainly where I'm at right now.
Well, you've always been very philanthropic. So the reason I know you is because your gallery and you have supported ISCP, the International Studio and Curatorial Program, on which I'm on the board of. And you've supported us for at least 2 years for our benefit auction. And the works are always wonderful and, you know, sell. And I couldn't be more appreciative of the support that you've given us. So thank you.
It's been fun.
On behalf of ISCP, thank you so much. We have 9 minutes left, so that really flew by. And I want to touch on some maybe more interesting, fun things for our, you know, brains as we're in isolation. Are there any things that you have been watching or listening to or reading during this time of isolation or self-isolation that's kind of helped you get through the day? And it can be silly.
And part of the reason that I got the idea for our Instagram live studio visits and conversations that we've been having here was D Nice and his dance parties. When that first started, I was like, the connectivity and the community that I felt from that platform was just
amazing.
You know, a nice break from.
Wait, so we were partying together. Were you there that night Michelle Obama came on?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, that was unreal. It was so cool. Even I was like.
Richie was on.
Everyone. That was honest. I remember saying to my husband, this is, you know, a night in history that we're going to remember.
It is. I mean, you know, and he's gotten a lot of, you know, really great response to that, and it's bringing joy to people. So that's something that I started paying attention to, was people connecting in that way, and the community that felt from that. So that's one thing. We started a garden, vegetable garden, which I wanted to do for years and years. Never had the time with a new business. So that's been
How's it going?
It's going really well.
Really? Because mine is not. I think all my
cucumbers are getting big. Our tomatoes are getting big. Everything's starting to grow. It's fun to watch. My 9-year-old is loving it. So.
Oh wow, good for you. I think you need to like live stream your tips, because I did it with my kids in our backyard, and I think all the squirrels and rabbits have been eating the seeds. I mean, they're just like burrows everywhere, and I'm not doing it right. But yeah, the gardening thing is fascinating, right? Because the seed companies are selling out. Like, that's right. You know, I think that's been one of those returns to, you know, old days where, you know, when you're more self-sufficient, how do you, what are the things you need? But also the time. Yeah.
Having the time to do it, and also the need for the vegetables, trying to, you know, venture out to stores way less than we did before.
Right.
Mainly hardly at all, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, we have a few more minutes. Does anyone have any questions?